August 1st, 2016. A brand new month. Wow. This morning I kind of had the best intentions, but I ended up probably sleeping in far too late. And I even somehow managed to miss the breakfast that they have here at the hotel by like 15 minutes. So that was alright, but I walked down to the tube station to buy my transit pass, and that's when I found out that London was in, I don't know, transit crisis. So the trains running to the tube that's closest to me, they had all stopped, and for a large section of the line. And then, I don't know, it was just a chaotic mess. Like at the station, the one machine that could give me the daily transit pass for the buses and the trams was closed, like didn't work at all. And thankfully I had bought, when I first arrived in London, an Oyster card. So when I talked to the guy, I said, well, I have an Oyster card, but I have like £5, at least £5 on the Oyster card. And he said, oh, that's totally alright, because then you can just use your Oyster card on the bus, and when it gets up to £5 worth of bus fare, then it will automatically just flip over to the £5 daily pass. So you don't even need to buy like the paper ticket thingy from the machine. So I was thankful about that. But there was a lot of people that were not thankful at all of the mess of the transit system, because there were just people getting cranky and yelling and miserable. So all these people that couldn't take the tube ended up taking the bus, which I was going to be on, and the buses were just, they didn't show up for about half an hour. I guess they included a lot of extra buses because, when the lines failed, I assume London would have it enough together to go, oh, well, the tube's not working, so we'll set up some extra buses, because it was entirely unscheduled, like it was a signal failure or something that happened. But the buses, I don't know where they were, but they certainly weren't arriving at our stop, and there was a sea of people waiting for ages. And then I finally got on one, but then Piccadilly Circus was so congested that they wouldn't let the buses go into Piccadilly Circus. So like 15 minutes before we got into Piccadilly Circus, the bus stopped, and it said that was it, get off the bus. So I did. I got off the bus, and then I just ended up walking to, it was like maybe a kilometer or two away, to where I was going to catch another connecting bus. And then there was another huge big sea of people, and just before I arrived, I saw that the bus that I'd wanted to take into Victoria Station was just leaving the stop. So I thought, okay, well, like, this is London, there's buses, and the signs say leaving every 3 to 5 minutes or whatever, so there's heaps of buses. But I waited forever, like, it must have been 30 to 40 minutes, and the buses that I wanted to take just didn't show up, and the sea of people kept getting more cranky, and the sea turned into an ocean. And then I just decided I'll take whatever bus comes next to whichever part of the city it's going to, and then I'll try and find another connecting bus on some other route to get to Victoria Station. So I did that. But anyway, so this time it was like 2.5 hours at least after I had wanted to get on the first bus. So that was pretty much the day. Like, even coming home tonight, it's just a mess. Like, I don't know how Londoners deal with this. I could quite easily see how a Londoner could spend half their life in the transit system, lost, confused, delayed, whatever. So it made me once again thankful for my life in Chongqing, where I really just walk right next, like the main entrance of my apartment complex, and the school bus picks me up right outside the main gates, and 5 minutes later I'm at school, and I don't deal with traffic. I don't have to deal with congestion. Nothing. It's just a 5-minute commute that the school provides and pays for, and it's a lovely bus with my colleagues and friends, and it works really well. So yeah, another reason not to move to London. But otherwise, lovely city. The rain started around 3:30. I didn't really do much of anything because I didn't go to the museum. It was just a whole lot of like waiting for buses and stuff. The one thing that I did do today was I went to just outside of Victoria Station, and a friend of mine who I knew in New Zealand years ago, he's now living in London, and so we caught up today, and we had dinner together, and I didn't realize it, but it was like hours and hours that we hung out this evening, and had dinner. It's because it's a little bit cold here, as you can tell by this being on and no longer my singlet. The room's nice and warm, but outside it's rainy and drizzly, and it could just as well be winter. It's like 18 degrees out there. And so for the first time in a long time, I'm still in my shorts and everything because that's the warmest clothes that I've got. So we found this restaurant, and by then I was getting a little bit cold. It's like, all I want is soup. That's all I want. It's just a nice hot bowl of soup. So I had that, and it was really good. And then, yeah, around maybe 9:30, that's when we finished up eating and talking, and then, yeah, caught the bus back here. But again, pretty messy situation out there with the transit. But I got home, and here I am. The other thing that I did today was I had a look at what I would like to do tomorrow. And I investigated all sorts of things like Manchester and Liverpool. But my heart was telling me Stonehenge. And I downloaded an app. It's kind of like Groupon, but not really. And anyway, it gave me this good deal on a way to visit Stonehenge for a lot cheaper than I could possibly do it on my own using the public bus network and or trains or anything else. It was like, it's £35, and it is directly there, and it's not some sort of organized tour. It's just a regular, well, not a regular, but just a bus that takes me out there, drops me off, lets me wander around, and then brings me back into London tomorrow. So all going well, I should be on that bus tomorrow. And I hopefully should be able to have a look at Stonehenge. And then that also means that I'll be back, because it is an early departure tomorrow morning. I will be back, hopefully around before 2 o'clock. And if it lets me off in the city centre, it means that I can just walk over to the British Museum, which I still really want to go to. And I can check that out until it closes at 5. So 3 hours at the museum, I would imagine, would be plenty for me. After that, I will probably... Oh, that's right. So tomorrow, I believe, needs to be my last day in London, because the day following that is when I need to catch the train up to Holyhead, and then the boat over across to Ireland. It is definitely feeling like it's getting close to my flight from Ireland to Canada, so I need to get there pretty soon. I still need to book. I need to book that. I might do that tonight. But it seems cheap enough. Like, yeah, for a train and boat to Ireland from London, it's less than €50. So that seems entirely reasonable to me for like a 12-hour journey or whatever it's meant to be. I'm not sure. So, yeah, lots of things to look forward to. And the weather in Stonehenge, I think, is meant to be a little... Like, London is meant to be okay for tomorrow, but Stonehenge is meant to be a little bit rainy, like scattered showers or something, but it's back up into the 20s instead of today, where it was meant to be 16 degrees, which is way too cold for me. So 21, even if it is raining when I'm there, I can probably handle 21 and showery. And then coming back into London, it should be better. What else? Oh, yeah. yeah, that's all I need to say about today, and things that I'm looking forward to that are hopefully coming up. Yeah, good night.